everyone, welcome back to my channel, Side Hustle Seattle. So as you can already tell from the title, I am officially an approved remote online notary, or RON, in the state of Colorado. So if you saw my last video, potentially, then you would know that the process moves very quickly in this state. And luckily for me, RON was no different. It was also a very quick process. So we'll just go into what exactly the process looked like, how long it took, and then what's next from here. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. Okay, so to become a RON in the state of Colorado, there's a few things you're going to need. So one, you need to, of course, have an active notary public commission. You can't become a RON unless you are a notary public first, okay? You also need to take a free training course and exam. You will have to have a notarized affirmation. And an affirmation, again, is just a document that says that you know the law, you uphold the law, etc. You need to select your RON providers, and in this state, there's a list of approved providers that you have to select from. If it's not on that list, you can't select it, and then you just have to pay the $10 application fee. So for the most part, pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's talk the training course and exam. So again, both of those are free, which is great. In order to take both of those, you just go into the same e-learning portal that you went into when you took your notary public course and exam. So if you don't know where that is, just go ahead and log into that portal and you will see the option to do the RON course and exam. All very straightforward. The course itself is like 30 minutes and it's gonna go over the laws in the state, what kind of documents you can notarize remotely, some of the things that you have to say when you do get on camera from an audio-visual standpoint, and then just like the basic laws, of course. So again, it's maybe 30 minutes. It's actually pretty straightforward. One thing that I found is different in Colorado than in Washington, where I'm also certified to do remote online notary work, is the things that you have to say on camera. So of course you have to say like, this is being recorded and you know, you're gonna document it remotely and all of that, but there's also like a full checklist. So I'll flash that on the screen, but once you take the course, it'll go over all of that. Of course, when it comes to doing anything notary-wise, remote online notary-wise, loan signing, etc., know your state laws because they do vary and they do change. So I will flash that on the screen as it is currently, but always look at the most up-to-date laws to make sure that you are following everything. So as soon as you finish the training course, you can actually go ahead and take the exam. Now the exam is very short. It's only 15 questions. It is untimed. It is open book. You only need 70% to pass, which is different because the notary public course, you needed 80% to pass. This one, you only need 70%. So I think you can get 11 out of 15 questions right in order to actually pass it. And as soon as you do pass it, you'll get this little certificate that you're going to want to download because when you do your application, you're going to have to upload it. So just know, take the course first, take the exam right after. Don't feel nervous about taking the exam because if you fail it, you can always just take it again, but you won't fail it, believe me. It's very easy, very intuitive. Even if you didn't take the course, more likely than not, you'd be able to pass it. But as soon as you take that again, you get the certificate and you'll wanna make sure that's downloaded on your computer because you will need that later. So the next thing I had to get was the affirmation. And if you saw the video where I talked about becoming a notary public in the state of Colorado, then you would know the affirmation was the most frustrating part for me when it came to that process, mainly because it was hard for me to find somebody who could do the notarization at a convenient time, in a way that was cost effective, etc. So I knew this time around, I didn't want to go through a RON or a mobile notary, although the mobile notary who did do my affirmation for becoming a notary public was great. I just wanted to go through UPS because I know that UPSs in most states, I believe, have notaries. So I just, Googled UPSs near me that have a notary. I found one. I decided to go during a weekday. And so I showed up like midday, kind of around lunchtime. And I knew it because even though UPS is open from like, 8 to 6 or whatever time they're open, typically the notary is only there from like 10 to 4. So I was like, let me show up midday to make sure I can get this done. So I went ahead, left work and went to go get this document notarized. I got there and the person was like, I was like, hey, looking to get this document notarized. It should take like no more than 2 minutes. It's a notary here. They're like, actually, they're not. They're sick and they'll be out for 2 weeks. I'm like, well, how do you know how long they're gonna be sick for? But he said that they're gonna be out for 2 weeks. So I was like, okay, well, there's that. I guess I'm gonna have to go with a mobile notary. Funny thing, there was another lady in the building. So another lady in the UPS store. It was only me, her, and the clerk. And she was like, actually, I'm a notary public. Do you want me to do it? I'm like, Absolutely. Like I'm like, are you cool doing it? Is that fine? Are you on like your lunch break or something? So she was actually dropping off a package from her other job, but she always carries her stamp on her in her journal. So she's like, yeah, no problem. It's only going to take like a handful of minutes. Let's do it. So I gave her my document. She notarized it. And that was that. So shout out to you, because that was awesome. And the funny thing is, when I left the store, another couple had walked in who also was looking for the notary that wasn't there. And so she was able to do them too. So now that actually taught me, like, I'm gonna start walking around with my stamp, because when I was in Washington, I never did that. I only had my stamp in my journal when I was actually going to a notarization or to a signing. I never carried it otherwise, but she just inspired me to just carry it around, because you never know. We're gonna randomly eavesdrop on a conversation of somebody asking for a notary. So, but yes, no, that was awesome. So conveniently got the docket notarized. I just cashed after for it. And that was that. So now that I had everything I needed, right? I took the course, I took the exam, I had the affirmation notarized. It was time for me to actually do the application. So when you're submitting an application, one thing it's going to ask you to do is pick your RON provider. So you have to pick your remote online notary providers. And like I said earlier, in Colorado, they have an approved list of providers that you can choose from. If their platform's not on that list, you cannot use them as a platform. And so going through the list, most of them didn't make sense for me to use, / I didn't want to use them. So I picked the ones that made the most sense. Live Notary was on there, which I already use in Washington. Nexus ClearSign was on there, which I already use in Washington. And then Randomly Notarized was on there, even though it's not actually available in Colorado, but I picked it anyway. So I picked Live Notary, I picked Nexus ClearSign because I know those are available in Colorado, and I picked Notarize, not because it's available in Colorado, but because I think it will be soon. I remember when I got onboarded with Notarize in Washington, they were saying that they were going to expand it to other states sometime this year. So my hope is I'm just going to add it onto my commission now and get approved for it. So that way, once it rolls out, there's no delay or anything like that. But the good thing about Colorado anyway is if you want to add on providers later, it's actually really simple. You just go into your portal, you click add provider, and you can easily just select another provider to add on. So don't worry about selecting every single provider now. You can just pick which one you want to use, and you have to at least pick one, and then you can add on ones later, and that's it. So now I've picked my providers, I had all the rest of the stuff. All you do is you pay $10 for the application, same as with the Notary Public application, and that was it. And in less than 12 hours, I was approved to do RON. So if you remember from my one where I did my Notary Public commission, it was like less than 24 hours I got approved, and this one it was less than 12 hours. I submitted the application at like 9 p.m. at night, and by 8 o'clock when I woke up, it was already approved. So Colorado, shout out to you, because this is like the quickest state ever. And I appreciate that, because Washington is forever and a day. So Colorado is the easiest state to get commissioned in for literally everything. I'm gonna just say that out there. But yeah, so I am good to go. Officially RON approved. Hello there. So why am I wearing different clothes? Because it's a different day. I don't know what happened. Like the end of the video just didn't save, and so it was pretty much over anyway. I just wanted to go through what the next steps are for me now that I'm a commissioned notary public in Colorado, as well as approved to do RON. So next comes the fun part. Really, it's the hard part, which is making sure that every platform I'm already on also knows that I'm commissioned in Colorado. So that's my NNA profile, Live Notary, Nexus ClearSign. All of those, my RON platforms need to know that I have a new commission or a dual commission. You know, NNA needs to know I have a dual commission. All my signing services, SnapDocs needs to know I have a dual commission. So now it's going back and doing all of the admin work. So of course, I will let you guys know what that is like, let you know what you need to know if you are also going to be dual commissioned, and just keep you posted along the journey. So thank you all for watching. Let me know if you have any questions about getting RON approved in the state of Colorado, or just getting RON approved, period. I'll help out as much as I can. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.
Yeah.